No part of the self is hidden from the self. Yet we give so much credit to the subconscious mind, right? And science itself is studied through the ego. You know, science is not an exact science because we use it to justify our actions and our ideas of the world through the eyes that we use to see the world, right? So if we identify ourselves as separate from one another, as separate from nature, we're going to study it in that same sense, right? So we're studying nature, we're studying the world without the connection to self. Yet there is an experiment where we see evidence of our influence on physical matter, right? It's called the double slit experiment, right? And we're looking at the behavior of atoms, and atoms can behave as a wave or as a particle. And as physicists were doing this experiment, they saw their influence over the behavior of atoms. When we focused on it, when we looked at it, when we measured behavior of atoms, they behaved as a particle. But when our focus was not on it, it behaved as a wave. It shows physical evidence of our influence over matter. Yet it remains a mystery within science because, again, we are experiencing it through the ego, right? The ego doesn't know itself. It doesn't know itself to be connected to nature. It doesn't know itself to be connected to the all. So it's experienced as a mystery. And since we act outside of the consciousness, the conscious knowledge of who we truly are, a lot of the things we do, we chuck it up to mystery or the subconscious mind, you know, as if there's a part of the self that's hidden from the self. But the self is not hidden from the self. The subconscious is simply the part of ourselves that we're not focused on, right? It is the true self that carries the power of creation. It's what we're waking up to. We're focused so much, so far in the ego that we feel separated from who we actually are, right? So this part of us, of ourself, our subconscious, seems to be making decisions on its own when it's actually not, right? It's us making these decisions. It's our choice and our reactions, right? And we've been conditioned so gravely into our behavior that our actions, these choices seem to be acting on its own. They seem to be automatic. But what it is cause and effect within the beliefs that we've made for ourselves. The superconscious self has branches of reality within different dimensions, you know? The superconscious self is the whole self, you know? That is dynamic and has an infinite amount of layers, you know? What I'm talking about is that sliver of consciousness, that extension of the self that is in this reality now, and our awareness of the self within this reality now. The extension of this self from the superconscious being that we are contains the whole self, you know? Because every part of reality, and when I mean reality, I mean true reality. True reality is of God, and every part of God contains the all. So every part of reality, every part of the self that is extended contains the all. So this extension of self from the superconsciousness has the ability of the all, right? So we should not limit our conception of self to our waking self and then the subconscious mind. We can wake up to and have access to the abilities of our subconscious mind, or what we call the subconscious mind. We have more control over ourselves than we think. Within this little branch of consciousness that we're aware of, we have more control than we think. The consciousness that is a co-creator of this reality, right, has more power, more awareness, more choice in the matter of the creation of reality. Behavior, cause and effect, becomes automatic, you know, within our conditioning because we're conditioned in a certain way. But if we are aware of that and we choose to condition ourselves in a different way, then we'll automatically, or you know, kind of like muscle memory, will automatically have a different cause and effect. We'll create a different reality for ourselves within this system of physical life.